No legacy is so rich as honesty, but nowadays people have seemed to forgotten, especially if we talk with government officer. And who would be honest if it brings transfer in every 12 months, psychological strain and political pressure? But there is a IAS officer who chose to be honest in his every breath no matter what. He got 25 transfers in 21 years of service. He got attacked by sand mafia. He faced political backlash. Still chose to be honest officer. Yes, I'm talking about the man himself, Tukaram Mundhe. And by the end of this video, you will understand his way to be honest in any circumstance. Let's start the beginning because this is the where wiring gets built. Tukaram Mundhe was born in 1975 in a tiny village called Tarsona in Beed district, Maharashtra, into a farming family that didn't have much money at all. He went to a regular government school, no fancy convent, no head start, just grit and books. Kids from that kind of background are basically told silently over and over that the system isn't built for them. They have to fit in to survive it. Munde didn't try to fit into system. He decided to master it instead and eventually cracked the UPSC exam, one of the hardest in the world. If you grew up feeling like you had a fight twice as hard, you have to be seen, proper relatable in the comments right now. Here's the thing, people who claw their way up from nothing. Psychologically, they don't develop the same relationship with authority that they born with comfort do. When you have had to fight just to system get to your seat at table, you don't automatically respect the table. You respect the rules on paper, the actual rules, way more than unwritten social rules about you're allowed to be upset. That's basically Munde's entire career in one sentence. He respects the law, he does not respect the informal understanding that powerful people get blend into it. Now here's where it gets genuinely wild. As Munde moved through position, Solapur, Nashik, Nagpur, Navi Mumbai, etc., a pattern started repeating like a clockwork. He'd take over municipal corporation, immediately start enforcing rules that had quietly gone ignored for years, and things would start actually working. And almost immediately, the people benefiting from the old loose system, contractor, local politician, entrenched official, would started pushing back hard. Instead of easing up, he doubled down, and within months, a transfer order would land on his desk. This is where psychology gets interesting, so stay with me. There is a concept psychologists talk about called an internal locus of control. Basically, some people believe their outcomes are controlled by outside force, like other people, the system. Other people believe their outcomes are controlled by their own choices and effort. People with strong internal locus of control genuinely believe that doing the right thing is worth it, even when the short-term feedback says otherwise. Munde gets punished, transfer punished again, and the external feedback loop is screaming stop, but his internal compass never updates based on feedback. He's not chasing approval, he's chasing correctness. By this point, something strange happened. The public gave him the nickname Singham. Instead of transfer making him fade into irrelevance, they made him famous. Every new posting, he'd launch fresh crackdowns on illegal construction, on tax defaulters, and then later in 2026, a massive food operation targeting adulterated milk, banned tobacco, and unsafe restaurants across all Maharashtra. Business owners and even parts of the government pushed back, and some of his action even landed in the Bombay High Court over how fast licenses were being suspended. Prominent public figures started publicly defending him, with one well-known industrialist calling him exactly the kind of honest officer the country needs more. This is genuinely fascinating psychological look. Every transfer was designed to be a punishment, but because of his behavior never changed, the transfer stopped looking like a punishment and started like looking like a proof. Proof that he couldn't be bought, proof that he couldn't be intimidated, proof that he couldn't be controlled. The system tried to use these consequences to shape him, and instead the consequences became his brand. That's not something you can plan, that only happens when your consistency is real and not performed. Which brings us to the biggest question of this entire video, is this kind of rigidity actually healthy or is there cost nobody is talking about? We love to romanticize the incorruptible hero, but psychologically an unshakable internal locus of control isn't automatically a good thing. It's a double-edged sword. The same rigidity that makes someone immune to bribery and pressure can also make them nearly impossible to negotiate with or collaborate with or compromise with, even in situations where a little flexibility would have actually served the better goal. 25 transfers in 21 years isn't just a resume of victories, it's also a record of system that fairly or not kept finding ways to neutralize him by moving him somewhere else before real structure change could not rule. His conviction is the source of his power, and it's also the reason he spent 2 decades near getting to finish what he started in any single place. That's the real psychology here. It's not just be principled and you'll win. It's that the principle without flexibility gets you respected everywhere and rooted everywhere. And that tension between staying true to yourself and actually getting to finish the work is something almost everyone watching this has felt in some smaller version of their own life. So next time you are the one person in the room saying the uncomfortable thing nobody wants to hear, remember this. You might get moved, you might get sidelined, but consistency has a way of outlasting the people trying to shut it down. But what will happen when someone's identity is built on scandal, prison, and reinvention? That's completely different psychology. Yes, I'm talking about the Sanjay Dutt. Click on this video right now and understand Sanjay Dutt fully.